K618.com. Minister Chen, recently, the Ministry of Education and 3 other agencies issued a notice on after-school training to address the problem of heavy extracurricular burdens on primary and secondary school students, which caught a lot of attention across society. Despite several rounds of burden reduction efforts nationwide, we feel the burdens on our children are actually on the rise. What is your view on this, Minister Chen? How can we truly lighten the burdens for our kids?
减负问题啊，这一次两会啊，引起了各方面的浓厚兴趣和高度关注。可以说，热词。
Burden reduction is indeed a big topic during our session, which attracts attention from all sides. This is a hot topic. It's not only a hot topic, but for a long time, people have been attached great importance to it. It's been a focal point of the society to reduce the burden of our students. In the past few years, we've seen great progress, and we've seen some effect. However, this issue has been bugging us for many years. There are many reasons for that. Everyone knows, in general, why the burden has been reduced, because we all know who is adding the burden to our children. I'm sure every parent, every teacher knows fully about that. But here I would like to clarify some definition. What is a burden? What we are calling burden is to reduce the academic burden of our students. Those burden are actually going against the mental and physical development of our student, which exceed the scope of education that is regulated in our school discipline. Within this range, we call them academic discipline. This is something we really need to work on for our student that is necessary burden for them. So we need to tell the difference between the necessary burden and the extra burden. A lot of people are talking about burdens, but they might have different definitions. What we need to reduce is the unnecessary burden, the extra burden. So next step, following what we really believe in, we should push forward our burden reduction program. I believe for burden reduction, it is not only an issue in education industry. It is an issue associated with all parts of society. It is not only an education issue, it is a social issue. We require the effort, concerted effort from the society. Burden reduction, from what aspects can we do so? I think there are several aspects. Number one, from the schools. Reduce the burden of the teachers, of the teaching responsibilities. And I've seen great progress in this aspect. School burden reduction, however, we're seeing the burden rising up after school. This is reflecting what is actually happening in reality, but there's some kind of a difference between the reality and what we're saying, because the burden reduction is associated with many aspects. We're simplifying the measures we're taking, and the effect of which should be re-evaluated. For school burden reduction, we need to have a well thought out plan for school education, which should be implemented in all rounds of school education as a priority for all schools. This is one thing we can do. Number two, after school burden reduction, which means to regulate the after-school training programs, training facilities. those training facilities are important link or important component of an overall education system. However, we need to regulate those who are breaking the rules of breaking the whole education system. Those who are uncertified, this is something we really need to tackle. There's a great burden on us to regulate these training facilities. The students hate these training facilities. The parents don't know what to do, but the training facilities are making great money out of it. Number 3, the exam evaluation burden reduction. We need to change the way we evaluate students' academic performance to actually optimize how we evaluate the all-round capability of a student, the all-round examination or review system. We do not allow the ranking of a student based on academic exams. We do not allow playing up those students who get the top scores in college entrance exams. This is how we reform the college entrance exam, the whole education system. Number 4, teachers' responsibility burden reduction, the teaching responsibility according to our education outline to provide sufficient classes and education under this outline. It's not that we teach less in class, but teach more after class and actually encourage students to participate in after-school classes. So we really need to reduce the burden of those teachers. And the last aspect is to reduce the burden of those parents. We need to fully understand what it means to have a good education, what is true success. By doing so, we will understand our programs and burden reduction will be based on a sound plan. And in recent years, we fully understand, we see a lot of advertisements of those training facilities, those success stories. But what are the results coming out of that? We see a lot of money coming out of parents' pocket and burden rising up for students, and also the quality of school education actually is reduced. So that is why I'm saying those that go against the physical and mental development of children are actually going viral in the society. People are buying that. Which brings a lot of pressure, anxiety to our parents. It is creating anxiety for parents, creating burden for students. And this is something we do not allow, we will not like to see. That is why we really need to further the understanding of all aspects of the society. Like the success theories, success stories, the training facilities. They're actually flaunting what they have achieved in academic exams. This is actually not something that people should buy in or believe in. Once you actually believe in those success stories and you actually believe this is what is the true recipe for success, if you don't listen to the advice, but you listen to those fawning stories, the burden will be added to all members of the society, which creates anxiety for all. This is something we really need to change. We need to improve our understanding of education instead of those fake success stories. We need to do it according to how we actually nurture our students in a healthy way. This is something we really should follow. In these 5 aspects, we can substantially reduce the burden of our students. We need to cut down the link between our teachers and training facilities. In terms of the link in teaching and education, the link should be cut off. The training facility can provide different programs. However, they should not provide classes that extend beyond what teachers or what students should actually learn at this age. We should cut down the link between these two. Number 2, we should cut down the link between those exams or the results of the competition exams and the recruitment system. The public schools cannot fight for student sources or compete for student sources. By doing so, we can reduce the burden gradually. I believe in the future we will build up an education system with sound order, with good ecosystem. Extra academic burden will be gradually reduced. I would like to call on all member society to really be committed to this issue. We see burden on the students as well as burden on our teachers. So many evaluations, competitions, tests. This is actually making the teachers feeling really stressful. We really need to put the time back to our teachers. Schools should say no to all kinds of applications, competitions for our teachers. All kinds of paperwork for our teachers. This is actual work for our teachers. This is what we call those extra paperwork that we should say no for all the schools. So teachers should have abundant time to go deeper into their curriculum, their lessons. They have ample time to actually fully prepared for classes. Thank you.